All right, so today I want to talk about Facebook groups for stepmoms. I don't know. If you're a stepmom and you're in a Facebook group, you know it's like the freaking wild, wild west in there. It is intense. And you know, when I think back to when I first became a stepmom, I was struggling in the hugest way. I had the moms, I couldn't relate to them because I was a stepmom and they were a mom and it just wasn't the same experience. And then I had my friends who didn't have kids and they couldn't relate to anything either. So I felt super, super alone. So what I did is the same thing probably that you do too, is I went to the internet for support. And when I found Facebook groups, I was like, oh my gosh, finally, a community of women who are gonna get what I'm going through. So I went into Facebook groups and honestly, I was just disappointed. Now, before I go into this, I wanna be clear. If you are in a Facebook group for stepmoms and it is meeting your needs and you are, connecting with women and feel supported, that's amazing. Great, you have found your people and I'm so happy for you. But I know that for a lot of stepmoms, it's not the case. I get messages all the time from stepmoms saying, oh my gosh, I cannot believe how negative and bitchy and just toxic these Facebook groups can get. And that's been my experience. All right, so in this video, I am going to talk to you about a couple things that I want you to consider before you engage in these Facebook groups or while you're engaging, because as great as they can be, it can backfire in a big way. So let's go back to when I was a stepmom and looking for support. As much as I was craving someone to connect with, I was also craving support. I wanted someone to tell me what to do. I wanted to share tips and strategies. I wanted solutions because I know, and I say this all the time, sitting around bitching about how hard being a stepmom is not going to make being a stepmom any easier. Seriously, it won't. Going into a Facebook group and just venting and saying stuff about the ex or complaining about your partner, complaining about your stepkids, it feels good because you need to get it off your chest, but it's not gonna change anything. So you need to look for solutions. And that's what I've been all about since the beginning. And actually what inspired me to start this platform in the first place. So that's why I started my podcast. And that's why I started the exclusive stepmom community and my blog posts and sharing the interviews that I share. Guys, we can do this. You can live a kick-ass life amongst the extra stressors that come with being a stepmom. And I just need you to know that if you want change in your life, you need to change something in your life. So please just seek out a community that provides you with tips and strategies and mindset shifts, because that is where change starts. All right, so I'm going through a Facebook group right now, and there are 5,000 stepmoms in this group. Here's the thing, you don't know who is in these groups. So even if you have, say, the ex blocked or the ex's best friends blocked or other people who you don't want to see what you're posting about blocked, you have no idea who is in this Facebook group. So your post may or may not come up on your mother-in-law's newsfeed or the nosy lady at the hockey arena, her newsfeed. Like, you don't know who is going to see your post. And then it says your name above your post. So it is linked back to you. You cannot be anonymous. It goes back to your Facebook profile. So I really want you to consider that even if you're in a private Facebook group, it's not private. It's social media. Number 2, screenshots. Screenshots are a thing. Screenshots happen all the time. In fact, I know so many cases where things that people have posted on social media have ended up on a screenshot and sent to the husband, sent to the ex, sent to the kids, put in court documents. Like, this is not a safe place. And even if you post something and then like an hour later you're like, I should not have posted that on Facebook, someone could have screenshot it and the internet is forever. So please know, screenshots, time and time again, get people in a lot of trouble. The third thing that I really want you to consider is what you're consuming. Like, I am a huge believer that you need to make sure that your news feed, the people who you surround yourself with, the feeds that you follow are positive and they inspire you and they make you feel good. And when I log on Facebook and I was a member of all of these Facebook groups, my news feed was just overflowing with stepmoms venting and talking about all of their stepfamily issues, which is great. You can connect. It's a good thing to be able to connect and share all of the things that we're sharing. But when you log on and you're constantly reminded about all of the things that are going wrong in other people's step-family lives, then you're constantly reminded about the things that are going wrong in your life. Like, you're constantly consumed with step-family drama and step-family negativity. And maybe you're having a good day. Maybe you log on to Facebook and you just want to check out what your best friend was doing on the weekend. And then, wham, you're reminded of the extra stressors that come in your life. So I think it's really important to protect your news feed, protect what you're consuming. You need to be consuming positive information. So if you are in Facebook groups right now, please just do yourself a favor and go into there's notifications where you can just like hide from your news feed so it doesn't show up. You want to have a space that you can go to for support when you need it, but you don't want to be constantly reminded about how hard step-family life is, especially if you're having a good day. All right, the last thing that I want to remind you guys of is, and I kind of said this at the beginning, these Facebook groups are kind of negative. You are looking for tips and strategies and support. You want to share what's working in your life. And honestly, I have found, even in my own Facebook group, that's not really the case. So I encourage you to please, even though it's great to connect with people, please seek out new strategies. If you want change in your life, you need to change something in your life. You're not going to change your husband's ex. You're not, she is not going anywhere. You're probably not going to change how your kids perceive a certain situation. You and your partner, any issues that you have, you guys need to deal with them together. So please focus on your family, okay? Focus on new strategies. What's that saying? It's insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Seek out new tips and strategies so that you can tweak things in your step-family life. And guys, if you do the work, if you're prepared to do the work, I promise you, you will see change. Just please do not bask in all the negativity. Like I said, I'm gonna say it again, and I've probably said it like so many times, you've probably heard me say it a million times. Sitting around bitching about how hard being a stepmom is will not make being a stepmom any easier. That I can tell you for sure. I wanna ask you this, before I end this video, answer this question. A month from now, or 1 year from now, or 5 years from now, do you want to be feeling the exact same way as you're feeling right now? Probably not. So if you are struggling, be prepared to do the work. I've linked a whole bunch of resources. There's free resources, there's podcasts, there's ebooks below for you to check out. Dive into that, okay? Because change is on you. All right, thank you so much for watching. As always, don't forget to subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one.